What about osmosis? What's the definition for osmosis?
The movement of water particles from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration across a partially permeable membrane.
Perfect. Lovely. Okay, so you need to be able to give a good definition of diffusion, a good definition of osmosis. And what's the third transport mechanism that we looked at?
Active transport.
Yeah, make sure you can give a definition of that as well. Make sure you can compare the three. So you can say what's similar about them, what's different about them. That's a common question. Okay, you might be shown osmosis like this. We've seen this before. We've got a little tank. It's got a partially permeable membrane, an artificial one called visking tubing down the middle. And on one side of the tank, we've got water and sucrose, which is a type of disaccharide, a type of sugar. And on the other side, we have just water. What's going to happen? Can you remember?
The water is going to move from B to A until the concentration of water is equal on both sides.
Fantastic. Yes, it's going to move from side B, which has a high water concentration, to side A, which has a lower water concentration, across the membrane until there is an equilibrium, until both sides are equal with water, which will mean, bizarrely, that the water level looks like that when you're done. Okay. The sugar, the sucrose, can't move across the membrane. Why not? Because it'll want to move, because diffusion will want to happen. It'll want to try and even itself out. But why can't it move across?
The molecules are too big.
The molecules are too big because it's a disaccharide. It's sucrose. Tricky question. Can you remember what sucrose is built out of? Which monosaccharides?
Glucose and fructose.
Very good. Very, very good. Yes. There you go. Finally, with osmosis, you could be shown an apparatus similar to this, where you've just got a stand with a glass tube in, and you've got some sugar solution in the glass tubing, which is a weird tube because it kind of goes bulbous at the end. You can see how it swells at the end. On the very end, the orange rectangle is the visking tubing, the partially permeable membrane, and that is in a beaker of water. So explain what happens to the level of sucrose solution in the glass tube. To explain, you need to say what happens, and then you need to say why. We need a because. The final question for today, what's going to happen to that sugar solution?
It rises.
Okay, that's 1 mark. It rises. Tell me why. Because
the water fuses into the tube, so the concentration of water is equal inside and outside of the tube.
Yeah. So what and how is that water going to move? You're going to get a mark for saying how it moves.
Across the membrane.
What's the just give me the name of the movement. What's the name of the? It's water. So which one would we need? Osmosis, which is a special type of diffusion. It is diffusion, but it's just water. So you need to say that the level of sucrose solution in the glass tube will go up, or it will rise. That's 1 mark. And you get the other 2 marks by saying that's because the water will move by osmosis from the high water concentration in the beaker to the lower water concentration in the tubing, because there's water in there, but there's sugar as well, so it's a lower water concentration. So it moves from a high to low to water concentration across the membrane until it equals out in terms of water concentration. So use the word osmosis. Give a definition of osmosis. That's how you're going to be picking up these marks. Say where the high water concentration is. Say where the low water concentration is. Say that it's going to move until an equilibrium is reached. Okie dokie. Very, very well done there, Iska. I'm going to let you guys go. I will catch up with you tomorrow morning and we'll look at a few more exam questions. So have a lovely day.